Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Brett's Brain. Today, I'm going to talk about pro-rata rights. What are they, and why should you care about them when you raise a round of venture capital? Hey, I'm Brett, former entrepreneur, current venture capitalist. Thanks so much for checking out the channel. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, do all those things, and ask us questions. Our goal here is to help entrepreneurs succeed, so let us know how we can help you in your journey. Okay, pro-rata rights. What is a pro-rata right? Well, let me use an example to explain it. If I invest in your startup and I put $1 million into your company at a $10 million post-money valuation, I'm going to own 10% of your company. In that round, I might also ask you for pro-rata rights. Super common. It's especially common for large investors. It's almost all ubiquitous when a large investor comes in, they're going to ask you for pro-rata rights. What that means is it gives me the right to invest in any subsequent round of financing in most cases to maintain my 10% ownership. It doesn't mean that I always have 10% no matter what you do and I don't ever take dilution. What it means is, so let's say you explode as a company in your next round, you raise $10 million at a $100 million valuation. So in that case, I would take 10% dilution just like you would. So my 10% ownership would go down by 10%. So I would now own 9% of your company. I have the right to invest in that next round to go back up to 10%. So in this case, I would need to buy 1% of your company or invest another $1 million at that $100 million valuation, and that would be my pro rata right. So in this example, my pro rata right going into your next round is the right to invest $1 million in order to maintain my 10% ownership. So that's pro rata rights. And there's a variety of different terms you can have around pro rata. You can have super pro rata rights, which means you have the right to invest more in a subsequent round. There's also can be terms in pro rata rights. You can give people pro rata rights to just invest in the next round. You can give pro rata rights into perpetuity. You can give pro rata rights that go away if something doesn't happen. For example, if somebody has pro rata rights into perpetuity, they go away if they don't invest in the next round, or if at any point they don't invest, they no longer have pro rata rights. Here's why it's important to think about who you give pro rata rights to. First, well, most importantly, is it can be a huge time suck for you when you go to raise the next round. You have to go to everybody, see who wants to execute against their pro rata rights and take them, and you have to get people to sign off if they don't want to take advantage of their pro rata rights in a round. And so just chasing those people down can be a real pain. Another thing that can happen is, like, again, in the same situation I just mentioned, your company takes off, you raise $10 million at that $100 million valuation, the fund that's investing in that next round might want the entire $10 million. And they might say, hey, we don't want anybody else to invest. If you have $5 million worth of pro rata rights sitting out there, you legally have to give that right to those old investors. And if they don't waive them, that investor that wants to put $10 million in might say, hey, we're not interested anymore. We're going to take the $10 million or nothing. And if you can't convince your current investors to waive pro rata rights, that deal could fall apart. And that can and has happened in the past. So not everybody is always rational about these things. So you just need to be aware of that as you give out pro rata rights. And one best practice here is to make sure you do have limiters on the pro rata rights that you issue. So if people stop investing, you don't have to go to them round after round after round. So hopefully that was helpful, walking through what pro rata rights are and will be, and why it's important for you to think about the strategy behind who you give pro rata rights to as a CEO of a startup. Thanks for watching. Make sure you share, like, subscribe, do all those things, and ask us questions so we can help you in your journey.